telescope is an extension of its owner that allows us to peer into the universe to see nature on the grandest scale, with wonders that boggle the imagination. All right, this is a Galaxy log for September of 2023, and it's subtitled, Wow. The first galaxy or galaxies I went to is a nice pair in Pisces, NGC 7541 and its smaller partner 7537. Here's where the galaxies are located, and there's a circlet of Pisces, and it's right outside that, just the western side. Here's a closer-up view where the galaxies are located from Stellarium Web. And here's a near view image. The date is 9/15/2023. Particulars of these galaxies: 7541 is the brighter of the two and larger of the two. Fairly bright, 11.7. Surface brightness isn't too bad at 13. Decent size, it's tight, is distance. NGC 7537 is much fainter. Decent surface brightness. Okay size. Here's its type and its distance. And basically they're partners in space. And here's a survey image like that of the two galaxies. For the near view image, the telescope was a 12-inch f4 Dob. Eyepiece is an 8mm and gave me 150 magnification. And sky conditions were excellent. They're really, really good. So as far as the galaxies, the smaller galaxy 7537 isn't very bright, and it's pretty tiny in as far as eyepiece view. Bright core area, and a little faint stellar nucleus with it. And with averted vision, it extended fairly well. It was easy to see, wasn't difficult. But in contrast of the much larger galaxy 7541, nice elongated galaxy. Didn't have a real bright core area. It was fairly even through most of it. A bit of modeling. Didn't see any distinct stellar nucleus or at all, even a faint one. Yeah, it was a nice view of the pair. Our next galaxy is also in Pisces. It's NGC 57. Here's where the galaxy is located, and you can see it's right on the border of Pisces and Pegasus. In fact, I thought it was, when I looked at it on the map, I thought it was in Pegasus, but it's actually in Pisces. There's a close-up view of where the galaxy is located. An easy star hop. And here's the near view image. Fairly bright galaxy at 11.6. Decent surface brightness. Here's its size, its type, and its distance. It's fairly well out there. There's a survey image of the galaxy. For the near view image with the 12-inch f4 Dob, was a 3.5mm eyepiece at 343 magnification. The galaxy itself, nothing spectacular here, but it's fairly bright, stood out fairly well. Bright inner region with a stellar nucleus and a slight oblong appearance to it. It wasn't quite round. And so other than that, it's like I said, it's nothing spectacular here. I was going back on my notes, and it was a galaxy that I haven't recorded. I might have seen it before, but just never recorded it. So I figured it'd be a good galaxy to go for here on Galaxy Log. Should be no problem with its magnitude 11.6 and decent surface brightness. To be seen in smaller telescopes. I don't think there'd be any problem with a 4-inch or 6-inch refractor at all. It should be easily found under good sky conditions. Our next galaxy is an interesting galaxy. It's NGC 7625. in Pegasus. Here's where the galaxy is located, within the Great Square of Pegasus. A lot of interesting galaxies there. There's a closer-up view of where the galaxy is located from Stellarium Web. It was an easy star hop. And here's the near view image. It's also an ARP. It's ARP 212. Here's the particulars. It's 12.1 magnitude, so it's not too bad. 12.7 surface brightness, which is pretty good. It's small. Here's its type. It is a peculiar, and its distance. For the near view image with a 12-inch f4 dub, was with a 3.5 millimeter eyepiece, gave me 343 magnification. So as for the near view image, it was an interesting galaxy that I studied for a while. In fact, I was probably at the eyepiece longer with this galaxy than the previous galaxies. And here's a survey image, and you can see it's an interesting galaxy. It's got some interesting detail there. And what I saw in the telescope, it had a little bit brighter central region, a little stellar nucleus, and it was kind of roundish, but uneven a bit. And one of the things I noticed, especially the vertivision, and I thought I saw it, and then I kept looking and looking and looking, was just south of the nucleus. It seemed like a little patch or something that just seemed to stand out a little bit there. And if you notice in the survey image, you can see that here. There's actually a darkling, which is not seen through the telescope. Maybe a larger telescope, but on a really good night and really good skies, you might be able to see it maybe with a larger telescope. But here you can see there's like the darklings here, and then there's this patch right here. And I think that's what I was seeing. That's most likely what I was seeing. So that was interesting. Galaxies has a fairly bright field star right here, which is like 6.5 magnitude. It kind of like draws your eye a little bit towards it, but if you concentrate on what you're looking at with the galaxy, particularly with a larger telescope, and see if you can bring out some interesting detail. The galaxy should be able to be seen in smaller telescopes, but I think to bring out some nice detail, it's going to require a larger telescope. But it was a really neat view. It was an interesting view, and I stayed with the galaxy for a while because I knew it was an ARP. I didn't look at a picture of it first. I just knew it was an ARP, and I'm thinking, okay, why is it an ARP? And I kind of figured that there was something going on down here that was a little bit different. And in the photograph, you can actually see that why it's an ARP. It's an interesting galaxy. While I was observing 7625, I had Uranometria open, and just took a glance and saw this neat curvature of stars on the map, and saw some galaxies there, some MGC galaxies, and thought, well, what the heck, it looks like an easy star hop. See what we got here, see if we can see them. So I thought to challenge myself. So here's from the Stellarium Web, here's where NGC 7625 is. And then there's this nice arc of stars right here, and these couple galaxies that were shown. This pairing, this brighter star and this dim star. And thought, oh, let's see what it is. So here's a wide field sky survey view. Here's NGC 7625. And then down here is that arc of stars. And here's the one star, the dimmer star. And then here's these couple galaxies right here. So I decided to go for it with the 12-inch f4 using the 3.5 millimeter eyepiece at high magnification. And here I have them listed as PGC galaxies, because that's one of the other catalogs that they are cataloged under. So both of them are out there. They're out well over 500 million light years. I said, oh, what the heck, let's give it a shot. PGC 70969 is obviously, you can see it's the dimmer of the two. And I was getting like a 15.5 or 15.7 magnitude around there. I didn't think I had a ghost of a chance with that. PGC 70973, the brighter of the two, was around 15.1, 15.2 magnitude. And I used this these stars here, this scalene triangle here, of 14 to 14.5 magnitude stars, to try to get an idea what where the galaxies were located, and to see if maybe if there was a possibility. I could see them. I can see these stars, no problem. There was no problem. The dimmest one here at around 14.5. I had no problem seeing them. So I concentrated more on the brighter galaxy, see if I could see something. And you can see here in the survey, this is a survey image. This is the actual field with this eyepiece. And, you know, it has a little bright star core and a much fainter outer area. And I didn't think I would be able to see the outer area of the galaxy, maybe the stellar core. And there was times as the atmosphere seemed to steady a bit, I thought I could see something there, and I wasn't sure if I was seeing maybe one of these fainter stars, but I'm pretty sure it was the galaxy itself. But I would say majority of the time I couldn't see it, and then seemed to, maybe with averted vision, to pop in and out. So it wasn't really a confirmed sighting, but like I said, I thought at times I could see it. So I kind of said no, I can't really say for certain, and thought, well, this would be better for the new 20-inch. But it's cool to challenge yourself once in a while. And who knows, maybe if I had the scope at even a darker site, say on top of like Spruce Knob or Cherry Springs or something like that, yeah, that I could see them. And even though this dark site is pretty good, it's our darkest local site, and it was a really good night. Being around 15.1, 15.2 might have been just a little bit past what the scope could do, but I could, like I said, at times I thought I could see it, and as the atmosphere was steady. That's where patience when galaxy observing, no matter if you're observing a bright galaxy looking for detail, or even going for the dimmest galaxy you can find, like that, patience, you know, waiting for that atmosphere to get, you know, really steady like that. And that happens that maybe just moments, few seconds. It could be a few seconds or 10 seconds, but if you're patient with it, you'll be surprised what you can see, whether it's detail, like I said, detail in a brighter galaxy, or looking for the faintest galaxy in the field. So the final view of the night, and I went, wow. And what I'll do is I'll have the actual recording I did that night, and you can hear that. All right, this is okay. This is the last view of the night, and I have a 42 millimeter. I think it's a GSO, 65-degree field in the 4-inch f7 ED apo refractor, and the view is just stunning. I mean, it's just stunning. The galaxies, the Andromeda Galaxy is real bright in the center, extremely bright, and it extends really well on both sides. It looks like a wide field photograph. M110, you can see that no problem. It's decent size. M32, you can see that easily. This is like a fuzzy star because of how low power this is. But this is just an incredible view. What a way to end the night. Just big field,
A lot of field stars, and then the Andromeda Galaxy just sitting out there. It really is. It's absolutely stunning. You can see the dark lanes. I mean, you can actually see the dark lanes. Wow. I mean, it's right overhead too. It is like really straight up. So you're looking through a lot less atmosphere. Yeah, what a way to end a really good night of observing.
Okay, this is the summary for this galaxy log. First, talk about the dark site. This is our darkest local site. Has pretty good elevation, and this dark site kind of rated like a 3.5 in the Bortle. It's not quite a Bortle 3, but it's close. So I gave it a rated Bortle 3.5. This night was really good. This, as I mentioned in Galaxy Log itself, it was excellent transparency. Uh, there was no wind. It can be windy up there. Um, and the seeing conditions really steady. It was really a rock solid night for up there. Here are the two scopes. I have the Astrotech 4-inch f7 ED refractor. Great refractor. I have it on a Explore Scientific Twilight 1 mount, and it really works really well. With the slow motion controls, they work really good together. And then the bigger scope is the Orion Optics UK 12-inch f4 Dob, which I really like a lot. Really great optics, and easy to set up. It's really a wonderful scope to use. For eyepieces, first was the APM 3.5 millimeter XWA, which are used for NGC 57 and NGC 7625, and then looking for those PGC galaxies, or just specifically PGC 70973. Really, these are really nice eyepieces. 110-degree field of view, really sharp, got really nice contrast, just really good overall image quality. For the view of NGC 7541 and 7537, there's a Teleview 8mm Delos. These are really great eyepieces, as most visual observers know about. It's one of the premier eyepieces to use in a telescope. And then for that last view of the night, that wide field view of M31 and the companions, was a GSO 42mm super view. I was trying to remember when I was recording that what eyepiece it was, but because I really don't use it much. But yeah, it was an amazing view. I still remember in my head as I'm speaking here that view through the telescope, through the 4-inch refractor with this eyepiece of M31. It was a really great way to end the night. So that's it. That's it for this month's Galaxy Log. Clear dark skies and happy galaxy observing.